So exponential function, again, you can write it like this or like this. Doesn't matter. Big thing on the graphs, it kind of slopes. Here's the major thing when it's written as like an equation. X is the exponent. It's called exponential. That means X is the exponent. Okay. So that's kind of the big thing to know about that. Now, thing with exponentials is that y values change by multiply. Okay, the y values change by multiplying. We've seen it in linear, and again, when we get to unit 11, you'll be able to pick this up again pretty quick. But if we're given this chart, let's look right here on number 1. What's being done to each of the y's each time? Yeah, it's multiplying by 3. So this one is an exponential. Okay, and honestly, if I were you, I would just write expo also. It's not an expo marker, it's an exponential graph. Okay, this one looks like we're adding 2 each time, so this would be a linear. Okay. Number 3, where's the x? Not just behind the 7, it's an exponent, so this is exponential. All right, number 4, what do you think this is? Well, where's the x? Yeah, in front of the number. It's not exponential because x is not the exponent. This is, and it's not linear because it's to the 3rd power. This is neither. Okay, and if you're having a hard time seeing on the screen, it's the same thing that's in front of you on your paper. All right, what about number 5? Exponential, linear, or neither? Linear, thank you. Phew, that's in y equals mx plus b form. I was getting really worried about my teaching ability. People didn't recognize that. All right, number 6, exponential. Okay, you'll see on the practice test later that you have a problem where you're given like graphs and charts and equations and stuff like that, and you actually have to pick which ones are the right ones. Okay. Okay. All right, gotta respond to email real quick. All right. So, moving on. All right, you do have a problem like this on the practice test and the test. Basically, this is what I would do. It says evaluate for this. All you have to do is plug it in. So you're going to use the caret key for this. So 5 to the 4th. If I could type it in with my big fat fingers. And you get 625. All right, for number 8, see, this is where I would use the parentheses because there's not a big dot button on the calculator. And I'm writing it out how you should type it into the calculator. We actually get 3 over 64. Okay, that should kind of make sense from what we had before fall break because that's a negative exponent. And to make it positive, we move it down to the denominator. Yes? You don't understand how I got 3 over 64? Okay. Did you use your calculator? Okie dokie. Well, I can break it down. This would be 3 over 4 cubed because that's a negative exponent right there. And it moves it to make it positive. You move it down the denominator. So 3 stays the same. 4 cubed is 64. Okie dokie. Number 9, 8 parentheses 0.7 raised to the third power. Okay. And that's a little caret key. Y'all know what the caret key looks like, right? It looks like a little house, a little raise the roof button. I'm getting slight nods behind mask and anti-COVID plexiglass. Huh? No, not for right now. I mean, that's only 3 decimal places. So, and I'm going to have to wear this thing like this because I cannot hear with the muffs on. And this is the only ear that really works anyways. So it looks like somebody just whacked me upside the head, doesn't it? This is awesome. I love this. This is so great. Did I mention I'm fluent in sarcasm? Okay. All right. Flower beetles. I know we always have issues with flower beetles at home, don't we, students? I don't even know what a freaking flower beetle is. It's just some stupid word problem that we have. Okay, so here's what you need to know is that it has this word doubles each week. So basically you're plugging in 8 where X is. Okay, so 30 parentheses 2 to the 8th power. Woo, big number. Now, not the pest control people. They possibly don't do this. It's the oh crap, I forgot what it's called when you study insects. They actually know these numbers and do this. That's why how fast that a colony can reproduce, like termites and bugs and things like that. Somebody actually does calculations like these. Okay, not necessarily the pest control people. All right, number 11. I, I don't like this problem. It's not on the practice test because I don't like it because it's just kind of redundant. I can tell you this: it's going to be a decrease, and there's a reason why. What is this number in the parentheses right here? Say it again. 0.50 or 1/2, right? It's between 0 and 1. Okay, so when it's between 0 and 1, our numbers are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, that's going to lead into something that we're doing later by knowing growth or decay. All right. Now, the like the CDC people, like the hazmat suit, they look at super viruses and stuff like that. They actually use this type of stuff. All right. See if I can shrink my head. All right. An exponential function can model growth or decay. Okay, then A is called the initial value, and it cannot be equal to 0. Okay, you can't start out with nothing. It's not a Drake song. Okay. B is called the base and must be greater than 1 for exponential growth. And it's got to be between 0 and 1 for decay. So we're going to be looking at these and actually saying growth or decay and things of that nature. Okay. This, like, any dinosaur fans? None of y'all like dinosaurs? I mean, that's a lot. Be around little kids. They'll ask you what your third favorite dinosaur is. Teaching teenagers, like, I don't have the answer. Okay. When they are actually dating stuff, the carbon dating, they're actually talking about the decay of the carbon atoms and stuff like that. That's how they age this. Okay. Stuff that gets weaker through time and things. The CSI stuff, the crime scene analyst, they actually go through that about decay and other things. You'll be able to see stuff like that in certain instances. Sorry, my train of thought jumped off the track and went down the hill and into the ravine and killed all the villagers. There's no survivors. I got distracted. I'm not on my special vitamins. The time lapse, anybody ever seen a time lapse of like Tylenol or whatever, how it dissolves? That's actually a decay thing because it's getting absorbed. Okay. Now, these are what's called growth factors. It's actually asking for the initial amount, the A, and the growth factor, which is B. So if I was a student taking notes right now, this is what I would do because I'm kind of lazy. A, B. Because it makes more sense. That's where they are. Okay. If you want to even get less fancy, you just write A and then B over the numbers because your A, some teachers actually want you to do this. Yes. It froze. Well, I'm still recording as I'm trying to reconnect. This is awesome. Friggin' love technology. All right, come on. There we are. I wondered why I was getting some who farted faces over the mask and the plexiglass. All right, you could actually just write the A and the B. Some teachers want you to do this. I'm not one of those teachers. Pre-COVID, during COVID, post-COVID, no. Okay. Now, one thing I do want you to realize is that each one of these B values are greater than 1. Okay, that's why it's a growth. Each one of those B values are greater than 1. Now, silly me a couple of years ago read the directions wrong, and I'm like, so is this growth or decay? And they're like, it's all growth. Because I didn't read the directions. I was like really hopped up on caffeine that day. It was awesome. All right. When you get a lot of caffeine in you where you can like smell colors. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. And then the initial value. I've got to move this over here. Extend the page. There we go. All right. Again, A and B, A and B, A and B. On the old test, we actually made you write the A and the B as one of the problems. I'm not doing that anymore because if I can get you to do it like this and teach you how to do something later with the word problems. Okay, that's somebody outside. I thought it was somebody talking to me. I really need to go get my hearing checked. Okay. Huh? Shut your face. Student just asked. I'm just figuring out. I need to go get my hearing checked. All right. State whether each. All right. So we're going to say this is growth, and let's do red is decay. All right. So which ones are growth? Huh? I know, but which one of these equations has a b that's greater than 1? What number? 18, 19, 20, or 21? 18, thank you. Woo. All right, this b is greater than 1, so that's a growth. Okay. What about decay? 19. And what else? There's another one. 21. Okay. And this one's neither. Okay, it's actually just a quadratic. That's a frowny face. It's a very poorly drawn frowny face. They didn't offer art at my high school. Plus, I probably would have failed too because I'm not very good at art. Luckily, I did make an A in my graphic design for educators class in college. All right. Ooh, voice break. Awesome. Second puberty. All right. Now, word problems. Here's good news about your word problems. You only have one on the practice test and test. And I actually help you out more than what we have in the past. All right. A single elimination tournament starting with 128 teams. Half of the remaining teams are eliminated each round. All right. What's the initial amount? What is our A? How many do we start off with? 128. If somebody said half, go lick the floor or something. All right. The decay factor. I'm hearing it. Some people are looking. It's bold and underlined. Half. Okay. That's actually a fraction. That's not a Y2. I can hear the judgment. Believe it or not, that's the only thing I can hear. All right. Using parts A and B, write the function. So we're going to say y equals 128 parenthesis 1/2 to the x power. Okay. How many teams are left after 5 rounds? All right, so we actually plug in 5 for x. 128. I'm actually going to type it in the calculator as 0.5 because you know what? Decimals exist too. All right, how many teams should be left after 5 rounds? Anybody? Huh? 4. Awesome. Now, where in a normal year is something like this used? Did you say nowhere? Unfortunately, you're wrong. We normally don't have 128 teams. You normally have 64. No, not your competition. No, they don't. No, they don't. Okay. Please don't talk about stuff y'all don't know because y'all are getting stuff close to my heart and I'm recording, put on the YouTube. March Madness! They start with 64 teams. They're a 1-round elimination. I would like to see one of these students go through this double pane tornado-proof window. Okay. All right. Cheese and crackers. All right. So, an investment of $8,000 in a certain certificate of deposit or CD triples every 7 years. So, what's the initial amount? $8,000. What's the growth factor? What is this? Triples means what? 3. That's right. just like the dessert, tres leches. That means there's 3 different milks. Okay, using parts A and D, write a function. Y equals 8,000, 3 to the x. Okay, why did it say what it would be after 21 years? Okay, yeah, so let's think about this. Every 7. So how many times? So first, before we can plug in x, we got to find it. So if it triples in values every 7 years, we actually have to divide 21 by 7 to get what? 3, because in 21 years, I said 27. 21 years, 7 years happens 3 times. So I'm just excited there's actually people in front of me like to conversate. Okay, the first class I have is like teaching freaking zombies, and I'm usually in here by myself. So after 21 years, you have $216,000. Now, that seems like a really good idea, doesn't it?